The film begins by showing the operation carried out by Indian Special Forces to ambush the terrorists. This radical organization was led by someone named Roman Gol. He had a desire to seize India and form this country into a different nation. Because his actions had exceeded the limit, the Indian government sent special forces to arrest him. This special force is commanded by Lieutenant Arjun, one of the best soldiers in the Indian military. As he approached the enemy base, Arjun ordered a sniper to shoot the guards so he could enter that place. Without mercy, Arjun's troops immediately opened fire on their enemies who were in that place. But these terrorists also didn't want to lose just like that. They tried to strike back with full weapons. This battle was very fierce. The terrorists even succeeded in killing some of Arjun's members. But on the other hand, Arjun and his troops were also getting reinforcements that suddenly came. Meanwhile, Arjun had to deal with a teenager wearing a bomb vest. This boy also held an explosion lighter in his hand. But because he was still a teenager, Arjun tried to talk nicely and persuaded him to let go of the trigger for the explosion. After persuading this boy, Arjun simply let him go. But not long after that, Arjun's team came under a counterattack, and they found it difficult to fight back. Fortunately, Arjun is a good leader but quite brutal. He would not allow his army to lose. After all the enemies had been finished, Arjun still couldn't find the leader of this radical group. Therefore, this mission had to be cancelled. But when he was about to leave, Arjun noticed a suspicious hole in the wall. He then promptly destroyed it. Apparently behind the wall was Roman Gol, who was hiding. And finally, Arjun's men catch him. They immediately took Roman Gol to the helicopter to be taken to the prison. A few years later, Arjun is seen at the airport and he accidentally bumps into a beautiful flight attendant named Aisha. Luckily, Arjun moved swiftly so Aisha didn't fall. It was at this moment that Arjun fell in love at first sight. Coincidentally, Aisha was a flight attendant on the same plane as Arjun, and throughout the flight Arjun couldn't stop staring at this beautiful woman, until finally Arjun worked up the courage to talk to her. After they talked for a while, it seems that Aisha also likes Arjun. The two of them then met and began to feel comfortable with each other. Since that day, they decided to date. As long as they are dating, their days are filled with happiness and beautiful moments. Even though they are often separated by distance, Arjun and Aisha always make time to make video calls. One day, Arjun was about to pick up Aisha at the airport, but suddenly there was a bomb attack from the terrorists. As a result, there were many victims that fell in that place. Here, Arjun tries to fight and save Aisha, but his actions are stopped by the terrorists. Arjun's leg was shot so he couldn't move. Because of this tragic incident, Arjun must be willing to lose his girlfriend, because Aisha was shot and died. And when Arjun wanted to help Aisha, he was shot so that he was unconscious. Even though Arjun was badly injured, he still managed to survive. He is hospitalized and accompanied by his mother, Santi. Arjun has been in a coma for 2 weeks, but Santi remains patient with her son. After Arjun woke up from his coma, he was completely paralyzed from his neck to his feet. Unfortunately, this paralysis is permanent and cannot be cured. Arjun can only surrender while reminiscing about the good times he had with Aisha. Luckily, he has a very patient and kind mother like Santi, who is willing to do anything for her son. 1 year later, the Indian government convened an emergency meeting, especially the Ministry of Defense. This meeting specifically discussed the threats made by terrorists. It turned out that the terrorists who attacked the airport at that time came from Roman Gol's group, because they had not been completely destroyed. What's more, they now have a new leader named Hamid Gol, Roman Gol's son, and it turns out he is a teenager who was saved by Arjun 10 years ago. Based on reports, Hamid Gol is a graduate of computer science from the University of Oxford. He is a very intelligent person and understands very well about technology. In other words, he is a Gen Z terrorist. Then the Prime Minister asked for a solution to eradicate these terrorists. By all accounts, the majority of the council proposed to attack with multiple troops. But there was someone at the meeting who disagreed. According to him, it is better if the government utilizes artificial intelligence technology. This man's name was Kumar, and at that time he confessed that he knew someone who could create superhumans. And the person in question is Dr. Salvala Qureshi. At the same time, Arjun's house is robbed by a thief who stole his mother's money and jewelry. Arjun felt very sad because he could not help his mother. Luckily, the thieves only took their belongings and didn't hurt Arjun and his mother. A few days later, Kumar's plan was finally approved by the Prime Minister. He then invited Dr. Salva to his office. Kumar then gave several names of soldiers who could be operated on to become superhumans. But after looking at the data, Dr. Sabaha doesn't want to do it. She didn't want her technology to be used for war, because it was made to cure paralysis. And it was from here that the Minister of Home Affairs, Vijay, had the idea to use paralyzed soldiers in this mission. And at that moment, Kumar immediately remembered Arjun. Shortly after that, Kumar immediately visited Arjun. They had known each other for years because Arjun had been Kumar's subordinate. Just then, Kumar explains everything about his crazy idea, which makes Arjun hesitate a bit. However, Kumar continues to convince Arjun that this project is the only way to defeat Hamid Gol and his friends. Before leaving, Kumar leaves a file for Arjun to read for consideration. The next day, Arjun agrees to perform superhuman surgery. Before the operation began, Dr. Sabaha explained about the technology to be used, the advantages to the risks that Arjun would face. And this operation is not necessarily successful, because Dr. Sabaha has never tried it at all. Despite that, Arjun still wants to do it. After all the procedures and equipment were ready, Arjun was immediately transferred to the operating table. But something goes wrong when the chip hits Arjun's nervous system. His body temperature increased so that the operation had to be stopped. But thanks to the prayers of Arjun's mother at home, Arjun's condition stabilized again and the operation was a success. Moments later, Arjun finally woke up. His condition was still not getting better because the chip in his nervous system were not fully connected, so Arjun had to endure the pain. Then before long, Arjun could move his body again. Apart from that, Arjun can also communicate with the AI voice implanted in his body. Dr. Sabaha called it an IRA. This technology can do all Arjun's commands, including optimizing his body's strength. But it also needed muscle support that Arjun needed to work on. From that day on, Arjun diligently practiced, such as walking, running, and even shooting. When Arjun has fully recovered, Kumar forces Sabaha to put Arjun in superhero mode, even though Arjun is not ready for it. But because the threat of the terrorists was getting closer, then, like it or not, Sabaha obeyed the orders of her superior. She then shows how the IRA works. This technology can open secret files and criminal records belonging to anyone it sees. That night, Arjun misuses powers. With the help of the IRA, he was able to find 2 robbers who had taken his mother's ring. Arjun then asked for the ring back, but the robbers would not give it to him. Therefore, the robbers were immediately confronted by Arjun with his superpowers. Not long after, friends of these thugs came and immediately surrounded Arjun. And because of that, Arjun had to fight them too. Because of his strength, Arjun could beat them very easily. He could even choose moves without having to practice, so he just needs to download it. Because of this fight, Arjun was immediately chased by the police. When Arjun was cornered, he jumped from a tall building with the help of the IRA. Due to this incident, Arjun suffered a slight injury to his brain which throws the IRA into error. Not only that, IRA also displays memories of Arjun's past with Aisha which look very real. This could be dangerous if Arjun is unable to distinguish between reality and dream. If that happened, he would fall into a coma. After the damage was repaired by Dr. Sabaha, Arjun is scolded by Kumar for breaking security protocols. After that, Arjun apologized and promised not to do it again. Elsewhere, Hamid Gol's men are hacking into security control money linked directly to government servers. They've also put tracking drones and bombs into the Palace of Assembly. In addition, Hamid Gol sent his men to disguise themselves as security forces so they could carry out attacks from within the building. These criminals entered undetected, but one member of the Parliament staff suspected them. Hence, he brutally finished the staff. At the same time, Arjun is still resting, chatting with the IRA. At first, they were talking about Aisha, but suddenly the IRA says that Hamid Gol is already in the capital. Hearing this, Arjun immediately called Kumar. The reason Hamid Gol attacked the Parliament building was because he targeted the Prime Minister to free his father. When the Prime Minister just arrived, Hamid Gol's men fired rocket bombs at the building. The situation was getting out of control because Hamid Gol and his men attacked from outside as well as inside the building, so that the government troops could not just enter. On the other hand, Arjun runs towards the building before the casualties get any worse. While waiting for help, the guards escorted the Prime Minister to a safe room. But unfortunately, Hamid Gol was already there and immediately shot them. Because of that, they instantly died there. Hamid Gol deliberately let the Prime Minister live because he still needed him. This incident immediately received attention from around the world. As a security measure, Kumar sends Arjun to go to the Parliament building and lead the special forces. On the other hand, Vijay is appointed as the replacement for Prime Minister temporarily. Not long after, Hamid Gol contacted Kumar, who was elsewhere. Hamid Gol requests that Kumar order his troops to retreat, otherwise he will kill the hostages, including the Prime Minister. Hamid Gol says he is their current ruler, and that made Kumar quite confused, until finally he proposed to accept Hamid Gol's request, withdrawing his troops. In exchange, Kumar will allow Arjun to enter alone. Since his wish was fulfilled, Hamid Gol immediately released 50 hostages as per his agreement with Kumar. But he doesn't know that Arjun is trying to get into the building. Arjun sneaks in quietly. While Hamid Gol is busy with his men, Arjun walked to every blind corner to avoid being detected by the surveillance cameras. When Arjun ran into the terrorists, he immediately confronted them brutally. At the same time, Hamid Gol again asked the government for something. He wants his father to be released from prison. To help the government, Arjun then breaks into the control room and hacks into the CCTV system so Kumar and the others can see what's going on inside the building. But Kumar and those with him are confused as to whether they should release Raman Gol or just give Hamid Gol the money. Some of the staff suggest that they give money to Hamid Gol. But this was opposed by Kumar because he knew that Hamid's reason for doing this brutal thing was not because of money. Vijay finally gives Kumar a chance to proceed with his plan. On the other hand, Dr. Sabaha is caught carrying a smartwatch, and she is nearly harassed by Hamid's men. Here Arjun is in a dilemma between helping Sabaha or staying hidden as planned. After considering it, Arjun chooses to save Sabaha. Luckily, Arjun did the trick quickly and swiftly so Hamid didn't see him. Arjun immediately took Sabaha to safety and gave her a bulletproof vest as well as a gun. Arjun intends to return to his previous plan. But in no time, Hamid Gol begins to realize that he has been conned by Kumar. He immediately contacted Arjun. Arjun tries to remind Hamid about an incident in 2010, when Hamid was a teenager. After hearing Arjun's story, Hamid finally remembers Arjun's face. Hamid, who feels being tricked by the government, decides to kill one of the hostages. Moreover, he also felt humiliated because the government even offered him money when all he wanted was his father's freedom. On the other hand, Kumar asks Arjun to surrender so Hamid Gol doesn't go crazy and kill another hostage. Arjun follows the order. At first, Arjun wanted to play weak, and he would only attack when his enemy was off guard. Unfortunately, Hamid Gol shuts down Arjun's IRA system and knocks him unconscious. At that time, Vijay intentionally frees Raman Gol and intends to shift all the blame on Kumar. He didn't want to take the risk anymore. Meanwhile, Sabaha secretly sneaks in and takes her laptop. She's trying to reactivate the IRA, but it looks like Arjun is in dream mode. Later, Hamid Gol requests that his father be sent to his hometown under heavy security. After that, he activated a bomb that would explode in the next 20 minutes. After setting off the bomb, Hamid Gol kills his own men. He was sure that it was a form of self-sacrifice and his men would go to heaven. Then, Hamid immediately headed to the airport to meet his father. When Raman Gol had left, Arjun was still in dream mode. He must be able to let Aisha go if he wants to wake up from his dream. And finally, Arjun wants to give up on this woman. And before long, the IRA could be reactivated again. Thanks to the IRA, Arjun was able to get back on his feet. And he immediately finished off all of Hamid Gol's troops who were still on guard at the Parliament building. This time, Arjun was completely devoid of compassion. He finished off all his opponents brutally, and in no time, Arjun has taken out dozens of terrorists with his growing strength. After that, Arjun found an activated bomb, and it was not an ordinary bomb, but a chemical weapon that could destroy an entire city. Meanwhile, Hamid Gol has tricked Kumar. It turned out that he was not in the car with his members, but he actually fled through the underground tunnels. Arjun realized this, and finally he was desperate to catch the plane Hamid was traveling on. Arjun musters all his strength to stop the plane. Luckily, the plane failed to take off. Arjun then beats Hamid and tries to turn off the lighter of the bomb. On the other hand, Sabaha deliberately set off a bomb blocking the building's door so she could get the hostages out. At the same time, Arjun managed to deactivate the chemical bomb. Thanks to Arjun's struggle, the people in India are safe from danger. Later, Kumar also decides to drop Raman Gol from the plane as a proper death sentence for him, and the film ends in a very epic way.